Today we will present about the case study of UBS scandals. We divide our presentation in 4 parts. The first part is brief introduction of company and case. Second one is case analyzed under bounded rationality theory. Next is the argument of Tom Hayes case. Finally is solution and recommendations.
Firstly, let me introduce a video to give you an overview of the UBS cases.
Swiss bank UBS has revealed US authorities are investigating securities it sold to wealthy clients which may violate US tax law. The probes focused on so-called bearer bonds, which can be transferred without registering ownership, enabling the buyers to potentially hide assets. The bank says it is cooperating. The revelation was in its latest profit report, which showed UBS paid out around €1 billion last year to US, British, Swiss and German regulators to settle scandals. They included alleged manipulation of foreign exchange rates and claims it helped rich German clients dodge taxes. This comes as the authorities in several countries are looking into reports that HSBC's Swiss arm helped wealthy customers avoid tax.
Mr. Adeboli began his fraudulent trading in 2008. It paid off, and he banked huge profits, making a name for himself as a star trader. His salary and bonus soared from £10,000 in 2008 to £250,000 in 2011. But last summer, the markets turned against him. Like Leeson, Mr. Adeboli admitted the false trades and the loss, but his defence was that he didn't act dishonestly. He said the bank encouraged him, that they knew what he was doing and turned a blind eye, and that other traders were doing the same thing. In the end, the jury found him guilty of fraud, but acquitted him of the 4 charges of false accounting. UBS lost its then chief executive because of the scandal, and billions were wiped from its market value. Tonight, the bank said it was glad the case had reached its conclusion, but made no further comment.
The Unibank of Switzerland was formed in 1998, which offered a wide range of products and services to the customers. The core services of bank are asset management, investment guarantee, scientific research and commercial retail services. UBS combines the innovation of service content, global development and economic stability to achieve quality services. UBS has more than 60,000 colleagues and collaborated across all major financial centers in nearly 900 offices and more than 50 countries. UBS was hit by a series of scandals for helping U.S. customers involve billions of dollars in taxing and publishing information on taxing in vendor to U.S. regulators. The scandals has reduced the operating profit of the bank's wealth management department by 60%, which has had a profound impact on the wealth management business of the banking industry. In addition, London branch trader suffered an unauthorized $2.3 billion trading loss, and his 2 bosses showed a relaxed attitude. It can be seen from the case that UBS values are biased. Senior manager lack negligence of control. Traders' ethics are lacking. Trading system control is not perfect, and the regulatory authorities are not strict enough to supervise UBS. UBS series of scandals has adversely affected society and stakeholders, causing heavy losses to the European and American financial systems. The UBS itself has suffered a reputational loss.
Now let's move to the second part. I will introduce the theory of bounded rationality. The theory of bounded rationality holds that an individual's rationality is limited by the information they have, the cognitive limitations of their minds, and the finite amount of time they have to make a decision. The leadership of the enterprise dominate the strategic choices, which should be under the bounded rationality. In the UBS case, The psychological properties of the ambitions lead to centralization, while in the UBS case, the executives only focus on the profit. Their values, cognitive model, and the personality didn't follow the bounding rationality, which leads to the wrong executives' fields of vision. All the managers of UBS, including the board of directors, CEOs, and department managers, should be blamed for these scandals. The board of directors default on overseeing the company's management system. CEO and department managers should be mostly blamed. Firstly, they didn't convey the correct corporate cultural values, and they didn't lead the company to a healthy and positive directions at the management level. Secondly, they didn't properly and efficiently manage the employees. The illegal operation of employees was ignored. When the employee's cognitive model is biased, it will affect the behavior, thus affecting the performance of the enterprise. The CEO's leadership is significantly essential to the company. It determines the executive orientation of the company's development. The influence is enormous and far-reaching. The continuous occurrence of scandals is directly related to the CEO's direction. And in addition, those who demand these illegal services, such as US customers who need UBS to help them evade taxes, giving the UBS the opportunities to make profit from that illegal market, who also need to be blamed and punished. Moreover, the government also need to be blamed because of the lack of supervision. If the government increases supervision and increase the cost of making illegal mistakes, so that UBS does not dare to conduct any operations in violation of the law zone, and such scandals will not repeat. Except that it is not enough to punish the bank. Everyone involved in the scandals should be punished so it can play a role in warning and prevention from the root. Those involved in tax evasion services should receive penalty. Without them, there would not be such service market. Managers involved in such major scandals should no longer be able to enter the industry. Increasing the cost of crime is the best way to prevent such scandals from happening again, and to play a normative role in the market, as well as establish correct values to the social level.
Now let's talk about the argument of Tom Hayes' case. Tom Hayes, a 35-year-old former UBS trader, has been considered one of the most talented traders in the banking industry a few years ago, but he was sentenced to 14 years in prison for raising the liver. I don't think the sentence is too harsh for him, and he is not a scapegoat. We consider that Tom Hayes is not innocent, which can analyze from the internal and the external side. From the internal side, Tom Hayes strong, ambitious, and his distortion of value lead to his criminal behavior. The prosecutor saw that Tom Hayes was on the wrong path, and the driving force behind this was that he wanted to be a star trader and want to get huge bonus. According to strategic choice under bounded rationality model, human behavior is led by psychological characteristics process. Humans' executive value affect cognitive model, which in turn affects personality. So executive value have impact on strategic choice. The prosecution accused Tom Hayes of using the money of the Swiss bank group to do whatever he wants. We may be able to infer that Tom Hayes is too ambitious and ignore his responsibility as a bank trader. Underestimate the damage that this illegal action brings to the stakeholders. From the external side, Tom Hayes' managers and his colleagues knew that his inappropriate behavior but has not stopped him, and at least 40 people, including several senior executives at UBS, participated in the action, which sent Tom Hayes the wrong signal. That is, the banking industry acquiesces of such violations
because the banking culture is like that. The profit culture of bank encourage employees to engage in violations that lead to unethical and illegal activities. Employees focus too narrow on financial goals and neglect other non-financial goals. Employees lose sight of internal motivators such as a good reputation or the ability to help client, and employee focus only the financial price, engaging in more unethical behavior. If the regulatory mechanism only imposes a large fine on the bank, this will cause all the stakeholders to share the debt of the violator. Yet, while stakeholders have seen their wallet emptied, bankers themselves have evaded severe punishment, much to the public's frustration. US regulations have also imposed huge fines, but few have been convicted. Without more personal accountability, firms may come to treat fines merely as another cost of doing business. So, the judgment of Tom Hayes case states that the court wants to send a strong message to banks around the world that financial crimes would be severely punished and would no longer be solved simply by paying a fine by the bank. Thus, we believe that punishment of Tom Hayes is very necessary and reasonable.
I will provide some valuable solutions and useful recommendations for UBS. Ethics scandals have caused global impact, including political influence. It will take approximately 2 to 3 years for embattled Swiss banking giant UBS to regain his reputation as one of the world's most stable and trusted banks. So firstly, the primary task of UBS is to check the bank's current risk control system to avoid recurrence of violations. UBS needs to strengthen supervision and strength management and control the risk are inseparable. Second, UBS needs to recruit some senior and experienced financial experts. The board of directors has been criticized for his weak strengths and lack of the financial expertise. Replace it with a better person who has a deeper understanding of risk management. That means both senior management and the board should have the abundant experiences. Third part is rebuilding organizational culture. UBS needs to make structural adjustments within the bank so that a moral scandal shouldn't happen again. UBS needs to strengthen discipline and responsibility across the organization. UBS needs new employees and new rules and ethics training for employees. UBS needs to have a risk meeting every week and have a phone call with a senior banker every day. Risk management heads can't overrules for everybody. Risk management heads has real power and real accountability. If the company can become more honest and the head of the financial institution become more honest on issues such as corporate culture and systemic risk, then perhaps they can take a step towards solving the root cause of the problem. So finally, UBS want to repair reputation. Not only they have to catch up, but also have to be better than their competitors. There are some references here on the PowerPoint. Thank you for watching our video presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.